guys, I'm Steph. Thank you so much for checking out my channel today. I am so excited to be doing this video, and it is something that has been on my list for a very long time, and I'm sure Josh is happy that I'm finally doing this video, and that is my shoe declutter. So I have all my shoes laid out. I'm going to show you pretty much every single pair I own. There are 2 pairs that are not included because I bought those recently and I know that there's no way I'm going to get rid of them. They're actually still in the shoe box. I don't even have them with my other shoes, and I have quite a number of shoes, like not enough to even put in the closet. I have like 3 different places, 3 different shoe racks around the apartment with all my shoes, so I definitely need to downsize. So I'm not going to be trying any of them on or anything. I'm just going to kind of go through them with you, show you what I have and what I am going to be getting rid of. So we'll see how this goes. So here are all of the shoes. It's honestly a little hard to get them all in one frame. I was able to fit them all in a picture, so I will show you the picture that has all of them included. And there are 64 pairs to go through, so let's start. First up, we have my rain boots, and while maybe not the most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing thing, they are a necessity. Unfortunately, this little tab here did break off, but it doesn't impede the functionality at all, so they are definitely a keep. Next, we have my Ugg boots. They are looking a little bit on the slouchy side. I have had these since high school, so over 10 years, aging myself a little bit, but they have held up pretty well. I try not to get them into any salt or anything, so I don't really have any issues with like the toes kind of salting over and getting hard. So I definitely will be keeping these for the winter. Continuing on with the theme of workhorse shoes, these ones are my steel toe boots, and I need these for work. It might seem weird, I'm an accountant, but sometimes I do inventory counts, I'm at warehouses, and you need to have the proper protective equipment. So these are definitely something I need to keep for now. This next pair might look quite similar to the ones I just showed you, but these are my Timberlands. I wear them all throughout the winter. These are basically my winter boots. I also do wear them in the fall, so definitely a keep for me. These next set are a pair of knee-high boots. They're my only boots that are this high, and I absolutely love them. Unfortunately, the back zipper is broken at the moment, but I love these enough that I am willing to get them fixed so I can wear them again. These next pair are a pair of brown. They're kind of cowboy. They have some suede and patent detailing near the heel ankle area. Though I don't wear these a lot, they kind of hold sentimental value. These were my mom's boots, and they were given to her by her mother-in-law, so my grandmother, when her and my dad got engaged. So it's kind of a little fun story to go with them. So for that reason, I just can't part with them yet. I don't know if I'll ever be able to, but definitely not ready now. This next pair is also from high school. They are a pair of black leather. I wouldn't quite say, they're not knee-high, just below the knee. Fairly high boots. I really enjoy them, but I think they definitely have seen their heyday. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but they are a little bit worn out. So for that reason, I think that they are just ready to be donated. I did love them while I had them, but I think they're ready for a new home. So this will be the first pair that I'm decluttering. This next pair is a burgundy pair of boots. Again, these are from high school. I think you're going to see a bit of a theme with the ones that I'm ready to move on from. I had them in high school. I love them. I haven't worn them in a number of years. So I think, again, these are something that I'm going to donate. So that is the second pair decluttered. So I have to hold these a little pair up. Again, these are from high school. They're a turquoise suede boot. I love them. And I just don't really think they fit my style anymore. On top of that, I definitely think that they have seen better days. So again, this is going to be a pair that I donate. So that is the third one decluttered, 3 in a row. Let's not get too excited. These are my last pair of taller boots. They're these knitted boots, black and white. They have these really cute little buttons right here. And they're kind of a cross between a slipper and a shoe that you can wear out. If you look at the sole, it does have a proper sole so you can wear it out, but there is some holes starting to here. The sole is starting to crack here. So I wouldn't wear them outside now, but I think as like a cute little loungy slipper, I still really enjoy them. So I will be keeping them for now. Next, moving on to ankle boots. I have quite a number of black ankle boots. So this first pair here are really cute. They're from Steve Madden. They have really cute flowery detailing on the side, and I really enjoyed this pair. I actually got them in a clothing swap, which was really great. They are, though, a size 7.5, and I'm usually a size 6, maybe 5.5, so they are a bit on the bigger side. Despite that, I usually either wear socks with them or stuff them with socks, and I actually have gotten a lot of use out of them. So these are kind of in the maybe pile. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but I do actually really enjoy them. So we shall see. I am just noticing now that all of my black ankle boots are suede. So here is a pair of suede ankle boots. These ones are from Forever 21. And if you look at the side, it has this really fun fringe detailing. I think from the front that they can look really sleek, but the side gives it like a little bit of fun. So these are definitely something that I will keep, and I actually have worn, I did wear in the winter. Next we have my Arctic boots. These are actually like a winter butte?
What are you talking about?
These are actually my winter boots, despite the fact that they have a heel. They are insulated and they have a really good sole to them. So really great for the winter. So definitely a pair I will be keeping. And this last little pair, I'm sure you could tell, has seen better days. They have a lot of salt stains on them. The inside you can't tell, but it's like all ripped up from my heel rubbing against it. And there are a number of holes in the sole. Despite all of that, you think I'd be willing to get rid of them, but I really, really love these. I'm kind of debating if it's better to fix them up or if I'm better off buying a new pair of shoes. What would you do? Would you replace them or would you try to fix them up? I didn't fix them this last winter, so I didn't really wear them, and actually I did wear them a few times. My feet got really wet. I feel like I need a pair like this in my wardrobe, but I'm not sure this is the pair for me any longer. For now, these are a maybe. This next pair is a gray pair, and I really, really love them. I bought them a number of years ago. I wore them when I first got them. I stopped for a few years, but I wore them a lot this past winter. But it has, I'm not sure if you can tell, it has the zipper detailing on the inside as well as the outside. So when you walk, there's lots of jingling.
Is that how you normally walk?
Yes. So all my coworkers would tell me they could hear when I was coming because it would make so much noise. And then on top of that, I don't know what it is with this heel, but it's so chunky that it's like you can really hear someone coming in these. I really enjoy them. They're definitely a keep. Next I have this brown pair, and I don't know, I like having a brown pair. I really like how it dips down here. I think that can be so flattering and elongate the leg. But I feel like I don't really reach for these because they're not the most comfortable. They squish my toe a little bit. When I first got them, I did wear them, but they're just not my favorite. I like the idea of having a brown boot, but I'm not sure I love these brown boots. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of these ones. I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's the right call. That just means the opportunity to find a new pair of brown boots.
Wrong.
We are done with the ankle boots and moving on to black heels. I have quite a few black heels. So this first pair is suede. They're wedge. They are not comfortable. They're way too high. They're ugly. Like, look at the sole. It looks so tiny. I just always thought that was so funny. Anyways, I do not think these shoes ever really got much wear. I got them because they were on sale, which is such a terrible reason to buy stuff because I never actually really ended up wearing them, and I'm really not a fan. When I did buy them, I didn't think they were as ugly. It was more the style then, but looking at it through the lens of 2020, like, nah, they gotta go. So I will be decluttering this pair as well. This next pair is black suede. It has a weird toe. It's not quite like a pointed toe, but it's not quite a rounded toe. It's just this weird in between, and while I don't mind them, they're not the most comfortable, and I have a number of other black heels, and just looking down, these aren't my favorite, so I think I'm just going to get rid of these ones as well. While not my favorite to look at, these are my most comfortable black shoes. They have a bit of a heel on them. This is what I usually tend to wear to weddings because I know I can dance all night in them and they look nice. I'm not such a fan of the rounded toe. I definitely think I prefer a pointed toe. So like I said, maybe looking at them, they're not like my favorite shoe to look at, but I know that they are such a good shoe to have in my collection. And like I said, they are one of my most comfortable heels and definitely one I tend to reach for a lot. So I will be keeping these. Just so you know, these are Michael Kors and they're like in a patent leather. This next pair is also Michael Kors and I really like them. They're a leather pair and the sole is just so fun. It's a bright hot pink. I love that. I don't get a lot of use out of these because the first time I wore them, like I walked like 30 minutes in them and I wasn't someone who wore heels and it was painful and a mistake and I feel like I've been holding that against them. But looking at them now, I'm like, they're so cute. I love the pink sole, so I'm definitely going to be keeping them and making more of an effort to actually wear them. This next pair, black leather heels. The heel is a little bit shorter, and these are what I consider to be my sensible shoes. This is the type of shoe that I wear to like an interview or kind of a more conservative event where I do want a little bit of a heel, but I want to know that I'm able to walk and stand all day, so like a networking event, that type of thing. This is like my go-to shoe for that, so I definitely will be keeping these. Before I had that pair, these were kind of like my go-to sensible shoes because they are black. They do have that lower heel height. These are kind of in like a faux snakeskin, and they're a slingback, which I do not love because I do not love my heels. I have pretty dry feet. Not to get into it, they're gross. So I don't love slingbacks for that reason. And yeah, I just feel like the Calvin Klein shoes, ones I showed you before this, those are what I'm going to be picking for sensible shoes. My mom was like super into faux snakeskin and that type of thing, so I got these again like when I was in high school, much younger, and she definitely influenced me, and I just don't really think that they're my style, so for that reason I will be decluttering them. Next we have my Nine West heels. These are kind of in a navy suede. I really love them. I find Nine West shoes to be pretty comfortable. I don't even know if they exist anymore. I know in Canada all their stores went away. I think they got bankrupt. I'm not sure if that occurred in the States as well. Things tend to close in Canada first when they go bankrupt, so I don't really know. They tend to wear away from me right here. So I have 3 pairs of Nine West heels, and in 2 of them, it gets completely worn away in this region. So for that reason, I don't think of them to be like very flexible, but I do think that overall they are a pretty comfortable shoe, and I love having this colorway in my collection. So these are definitely a keep. This next pair is purple, which if you know me, I love purple. But I just don't love the silhouette of this shade. The heel is a bit on the low side. I don't quite like the silhouette. Like I said, the toe dip is pretty low. I just don't think it looks flattering on my foot. They were hand-me-down from my mom, which I really do appreciate. They're actually from Eden's. So Eden's used to be a department store way back in the day. My mom I used to hang out there a lot. So for that reason, it's like kind of cute, but I just feel like I don't actually wear them, so they're better off going to a new home. So I will be decluttering these ones as well. Also from Eden's, hand-me-down from my mom again, are these blue slingbacks. I actually do really like these shoes, despite the fact that they're a slingback and what I said about those earlier. But they're the tiniest bit too small for me. Despite that, I have actually gotten a lot of use out of them. But I do recognize that they are too small, and it might not quite be good for me to keep wearing shoes that don't really fit me. When I was in university and I was networking with the big accounting firms, I would always wear these to the KPMG events because KPMG's color is blue, and I thought it was so funny to match my shoes to the company. So even though they hold a lot of good memories and I do really enjoy them, I think that they have had their day and it is time to say goodbye. Speaking of networking shoes, when I would network with PwC, these are the shoes I would wear because PwC's colors are more like orangey, reddish type colors. And I don't know why, I just thought it was really funny. So these are my Nine West shoes. I really like the heel length of this. It's definitely something that is very comfortable. So hopefully you can see the inside, like here and here, it's all completely torn up. Like I said, that happens with my Nine West shoes. I don't know why, but I think the outside looks pretty decent still, and like when my foot is in it, you obviously cannot see all of that. And I still find them to be pretty comfortable, so I will be keeping these ones as well. Keeping with the theme of red shoes, we have these red patent leather, which really have not gotten too much use. I think they're really cute for around the holiday season. Unfortunately, I haven't been to many holiday parties lately, but even though I don't get a lot of use out of them, for some reason, I'm just not ready to get rid of them. I think this is kind of making me realize I need to make the effort with these shoes to actually wear them, and if I don't see myself really reaching for these over the next year, then it might be time to declutter them then. But for now, I don't want to rush anything, and I will be keeping these. These are my last pair of red heels in a cranberry color in a suede material, and I have never worn these. These were actually a hand-me-down from my friend's mom, so I haven't had an opportunity to wear these yet. I think that I am going to hold on to them again like the last pair and really see if I wear these and actually wear them out and try to pair these with outfits and make more of a conscious effort to actually wear them. And hopefully I can incorporate these into my outfits. Okay, so this next pair is patent leather, beigey type shade. They have like a little bit of a platform in it, I think. I don't really know. I got these when I turned 19. Where I was living when I was 19, that was the drinking age. So in Canada, drinking age is 18 in some provinces and 19 in others. Anyway, so this was like my big blowout, I can go to the bars drinking age. And these were the heels I picked, and I have not worn them much since that period in my life. I think these are next to a pair of other shoes I own because there's like pink all over them. That's not the, like, that's one of the things with patent leather. Like, if it gets wet or hot, it can stick to the colors around it. So not the easiest shoe to take care of in terms of that, but I just really do not feel like this shoe is me anymore or anything. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but the heel color looks like it's a different color than the rest of the shoe. At least now it is. I don't think they've aged the greatest either, so they were fun, but I haven't worn them in years, so I think I'm ready to move on. That being said, I would like a pair of nude heels in my collection. I think that nude heels can look amazing. They can elongate your legs. They pair with a ton of stuff, so definitely something I would like to have in my collection, just not this pair. This next pair is brown leather. They have a sensible heel height. Again, this is something that I think is great in a professional setting because they're not too high. They're definitely, you feel like you can walk around. It still gives you that professional look. It gives you a little bit of height. I really like these. Definitely something that I want to be keeping. This next pair I think is so fun. So they don't quite match perfectly. So if you can see, like, the toes are a little bit different. This one looks a little bit darker. This one has a bit more light colors in it. But I think that's what makes them so unique and beautiful and actually feel like almost a piece of art. And I'm not quite sure what the material is. It almost feels like a little bit plasticky, but I really like them. I think they're so fun. And because it does have that dark underlay to it, I feel like you can wear it throughout the year. It's not just a summer shoe. Though I do tend to wear them more in the spring and summer, I feel like you actually can get used to them all year long, and I will be keeping them. I love this next pair, and I always get so many compliments on it. I think the colorway is beautiful. I love that the heel is mirrored. I think that is so interesting. They're not too crazy of a heel height. The long pointed toe, I just love these shoes. Definitely keeping. I absolutely love this shade. I'm not quite sure I would call it. It's like a little bit mint, but not so green. It almost veers a bit blue. Maybe like a seafoam.
Seafoam.
I feel like this could be considered seafoam. Anyways,
Isn't that more green?
I don't know. What color would you consider this? I'm leaning between like a seafoam or bluey mint. I really like the color. Like I said, I'm more of a fan of a pointed toe. These have a bit of a rounded toe, but they're not so round. These are 9 West. Like I said, I find it a really comfortable shoe brand. I really like these. Even though this heel height is a little bit on the taller side in my collection, I definitely feel like I can get a full day's use out of them. Not a lot of walking, but I can definitely keep them on my feet for a whole day. So definitely something I will be keeping in my collection. Now this I would consider mint. Josh said pistachio, and I kind of agree with that one as well. Definitely a true green. I think this is such a fun summer shoe with the wedge and everything. I definitely do not get a lot of wear out of these. So we're in that perfect time of the year to see if I'm actually going to wear these. We're starting up summer. I would say we're well into summer now, at least in Canada it feels that way. So hopefully I get some use out of these over the next 2 months. And if I don't, then maybe at the end of summer I can consider decluttering them. But I think now is the perfect time to see if I'm actually going to get more use out of them. I have worn them a few times. They are a little high even with the wedge. It's still a bit difficult, but I do really like them and I think they can be really fun. So I will be testing them out again this summer. Another amazing color. I think these were the ones that rubbed off on the nude ones, and that's why there's pink on them. They are so fun. And I feel like this neon trend has kind of come back. I'm seeing it in a lot of fashion, and it's so funny because I probably got these shoes like, I don't know, over 6 years ago. And it's interesting how just like fashion recycles. So even though neon comes and goes, like it is a thing that does seem to continuously come back. I love these shoes. Again, the heel height isn't crazy. I think they're just so fun. I actually have a matching purse. I don't know why. Like not sure if I love that purse. Might have to do a purse declutter. Let me know down below if you'd be interested in seeing my purse collection and a purse declutter.
Yes.
But for now, I will definitely be keeping these shoes. Okay, so it has been a few days since we filmed, so sorry if the setup has changed a little bit, but there were a lot of shoes to get through and I was very tired. Moving on to this pair, this was also a hand-me-down. I tried them on yesterday and they just were so painful. I couldn't do it, so I'm definitely going to have to declutter these ones, unfortunately. I love this pair of shoes. I got them from Target when I was in the States. a few years ago, and I wear them every summer whenever I'm like on a more sunny type vacation. I always bring them. I really, really love them. They are so comfortable to walk in. I really love how they look, and overall they are a pretty comfortable shoe, so definitely a keep. This next pair I think are really great for the summer. I have one dress in particular that I wear with these that kind of have that same type of material on the bust, so it looks like really good together. It's like a tiny little bit of heel height, but I think it is like such an interesting shoe. I don't get a lot of use out of it, but I still like it and do have reason for it in my collection, so I will be keeping this pair. This next pair has definitely seen better days. I absolutely loved these little sandals. They're this perfect little metallic silver color. Again, I had them in high school and I wore them to pieces, like literal pieces. They have so much wear and tear on the side. It is just unfortunately not worth keeping. I love them, but I think these are going to have to go. Like, I don't even think they're donatable. I think I might just have to get rid of them, which is very unfortunate, but they did get a lot of love. This is kind of what I got as the replacement for those sandals. So what I like about this is that it has like gold, silver, kind of bronzy tones in it, so you really can pair with anything. And you can see the back is more like the champagne gold, so I really feel like it goes with pretty much any outfit, which is great. Definitely a keep, but I do just want to point out, I'm not sure if you can see, but the sides here, like this gold foiling has completely come away on this shoe. On the other shoe, it's fine on both sides, but all the way around on this shoe, it kind of just like peeled off and is currently peeling off. So that's a bit unfortunate, but I don't think people are looking that closely, so I definitely will keep, but it'll make me mindful in the future about buying shoes that kind of have that foiling around the edge. Moving into my flip-flop collection, these are my Havaianas. They are very old. The one thing I like about Havaianas is that they truly last like years and years and years. Like, I have probably had these upwards of 6 years, and in the summer I like live in flip-flops. I know some people think that they're reserved for the beach or that type of thing, but I literally wear them everywhere all the time. I absolutely love them. So definitely a keep for me. Continuing with my love of flip-flops, I have this navy pair from Old Navy. And usually once a year, Old Navy does the sale where it's like $1 for flip-flops. And like I just told you, I live in flip-flops, so I wanted to get a few other colors. So I got this navy pair, which I'm going to be keeping, as well as this silver pair. I don't think the Old Navy ones are going to last as long as my Havaianas, but I thought it would be fun to kind of just switch them up, and they were only $1 each. These are my Toms. I love that they're navy, and the stripes on the side kind of give it this nautical theme. They are definitely perfect for this time of year. I feel like I haven't worn them in a little while. Toms used to be like such big craze, and I feel like I never hear anyone talk about them, or I really see them now. This is the perfect time of year to wear them though, so I'm going to see if I get use out of them this season. So for now, I'm not going to declutter them, but I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on them. Next, we have my Converse. I have two pairs. This first one is red, as you can see, and they don't look that worn because they are not, but I do really like this bright color, and sometimes you do want a Converse with a certain look, so I think that it is worth keeping one pair. So I feel like these are probably the pair I'm going to be keeping. I really love this bright red color. I think they're so fun. I love that the piping is also red, so that is a great choice. This is my other pair of Converse. These are in purple, and if you know me or been around my channel for any length of time, you probably know that I love purple. I might have already mentioned it in this video. I don't know. I love purple. Anyways, I don't love this shade of purple. And like I said, I already have one pair of Converses that I am going to be keeping, the red pair. I feel like I really don't get that much use out of them. And both of them are in the high top style. And I think that that was definitely a phase that I went through, or when I did buy these, like that was what I thought was cool, but I never really loved the high tops. That was just kind of the style that was in. And I definitely much prefer the low tops. I don't own any, but I feel like if I was ever to buy Converse in the future, that is what I would gravitate towards. So because of that, I feel like sometimes you're going to have an outfit that might call for this style of shoe, but since I'm already keeping the red ones, I think that it is time to part with the purple ones, unfortunately. I will miss them. They're pretty nostalgic, but I don't wear them, so there's no use in keeping them in my closet. Here we have my running, workout, anything athletic that I'm going to do. These are the shoes that I wear. They're probably like my only pair of like true sneakers, I would say. I don't really consider like Converse sneakers. Like I wouldn't go running in them or do workout in them. Like this is the only thing I would do active wear in. And because they are my only pair, I am definitely going to be keeping them. They have definitely seen better days though. So in the future, I might want to look into getting a new pair. I definitely think these are on their last legs, but for now they still work and I don't have a pair to replace them, so until that point I will be keeping them. Here we have my hiking shoes. They are really old from when I used to go camping, and they haven't been worn in a number of years, but I really do want to get back into hiking, and Josh and I have talked about finding some trails and maybe doing some hiking, so I will be keeping them. I'm really hoping that they are going to get some use soon. Again, if I don't use them in the next year, maybe something I would consider decluttering, but I see them more of like a workhorse shoe and they have a purpose, and I wouldn't want to have to go out and repurchase something like this if I already have it in my collection. So for now, I definitely will be keeping and hoping to include hiking and that type of thing in the upcoming plans. Next section we're going to be looking at is white shoes, or what were originally white shoes. These have definitely seen better days. So as you can see, these shoes have had better days. They're all ripped up on the inside, as well as the back of the sole is coming apart. So definitely, there's a lot of dust that just came out of there. There's definitely like water gets in and everything. So I really, really love these shoes, and this type of shoe is like what I like to wear on a daily basis, but these have seen better days, and as much as I love them, like every time I wear them, my feet just get wet because I inevitably like step in a puddle or something, and as you can see, like they're literally falling apart, so I think I have to say goodbye. The reason why I'm so okay to get rid of that pair is because I do have this pair. These are a little bit newer, looking a little bit whiter, still pretty messy. My last trip to Europe, this is kind of what I wore as my everyday walking shoe because I didn't want to bring those ones because they were falling apart. So these definitely have had a lot of use, but for some reason, when I came back, also my trip to Europe was like almost a year ago for the record, and for some reason when I came back, instead of just getting rid of the old pair, I went back to wearing them every single day. The pair I'm getting rid of is from Primark. These are also from Primark. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up a pair the last time I was there. They are the cheapest place I've ever found to get shoes like this. They completely fit the style. They're exactly what I'm looking for. I think they hold up pretty well for like everyday use. Like I get like at least 2 years out of them, which I think is pretty decent considering the price. I usually find them for like under £5, which is like less than $10 Canadian, and I don't think I've ever found a shoe that lasts that long at that price and is like exactly the style I'm looking for. So next time I go to the UK or I'm near Primark, I will definitely be picking up another pair. To finish off the white shoe sneaker-ish category, I have my Keds. These have also seen better days. I'm sure you can see there's like some blue staining on them, and that is because I tried to wash them and the sole on the inside of the shoe made like the rest of the shoe blue, which I was not too pleased about. Ideally, I would like to find a way to clean these up. I definitely think they look better when they are pristine. So definitely something I want to keep in my collection. I do view these as different than the other white sneakers I just showed you. They have a lower cut right here, so they show more of your foot. So definitely a different style. I like to pair this more with dresses, whereas the other pair I like to pair more with like jeans and that type of thing. So they definitely hold a different spot in my collection and they serve a different purpose. So I will be keeping them, but I am going to try to clean those up. Next we have slippers. It might seem weird to include, but I kind of just wanted to go through all of my shoes. And since I do have multiple pairs of slippers, I thought, do I really need both? I have 2 pairs. So this is my first pair. They are really old. I think I got them when I was like 15, 16, so well over 10 years. The bottoms aren't doing so great on these. They have like holes throughout, so the foam is like coming out. They're really old. I like that they're like squishy, but they're big, they're kind of messy, and they're literally falling apart. So I think it is time to declutter them. These are my other pair of slippers, and I'm definitely going to be keeping them. Not only are they the cutest thing ever, and they perfectly fit my personality. Josh got these for me as a gift for the holidays, and I absolutely love them. They're perfect. They're really nice and fuzzy on the inside. They also have this like plastic on the bottom so you don't like slip and slide around, which I really appreciate. I wish they had a little bit more foam like on the base because it feels like you're literally just walking on the floor. It almost feels like socks, but they are really cute and they keep my feet warm and covered, so definitely will be keeping them. Moving on to black flats or some variation of that. This is the first pair. I Really love the little bow detailing. You're going to see that on a few other pairs of shoes. I really like those. It has this rope detailing along the side. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's starting to look very worn, which I did not realize. These are quite a few years old. I used to go through flats, like black flats, maybe like once a year, once every 2 years. They used to be like kind of my everyday shoes. That hasn't been the case for a few years, so these have lasted quite a number of years, maybe like 4 or 5. Looking at them now, I don't love them. The fact that they have gold detailing isn't my favorite because I tend to gravitate towards more silver type jewelry, and my bags have silver hardware. So sometimes I find when I have accessories that have gold, it's a bit harder to match them. That being said, it stops me from buying other things gold. So like the few pieces I have like this don't match anything. Like I said, these are pretty worn, and like looking at them, I'm not like, oh, I love you, but part of me is like, oh, I can see the use of them. I don't know. I think these are going to have to go into the maybe pile for now. I'm not convinced that they're worth keeping, but I'm not convinced that they don't have a place in my collection. This next pair, though they're black flats, they're not something I wear every day because they're actually like foldable like this. So really they're called fast flats, and you fold them up like this, and they come with this little carrying pouch, and you hold it inside. So if you're wearing heels and the heels become uncomfortable, you can kind of switch into these and your feet won't hurt as much. If you're doing like a walk home, or if you're at a wedding and you need to switch out, it's kind of nice to have this option. These are also not my size. They're pretty huge for me. They're a size 7 to 8, and like I said before, I'm like a size 5.5, 6. So definitely a bit big, but given the purpose, like they're not meant to be everyday shoes. They're kind of like to switch into if your heels are bothering you. And for now, I feel like they do still hold a place in my collection. I find myself needing them less and less because I'm not really going out with really high heels that I can't walk in. And when I am going to weddings, I am wearing shoes that are high heels, but I know that I can stay in all night. So I'm finding less and less a need for these, but I do think that they are still pretty useful. And because of the fact they fold up, they really don't take up much space in my collection. So I will be keeping these. Next, we have this black suede pair that kind of has these crystal bedazzled embellishments all the way around. And I don't even really know how I came into these. I don't remember. I was with my mom. I feel like she really liked them. I was like, oh, they're kind of cute, but I can't remember a time this was like ever truly my style. I think that they are still pretty cute, and it's a nice way to dress up an outfit if you don't want to wear a plain black flat, but you don't feel like you're in the mood for heels. Like, I think there is still something fun about them. So I think I will be keeping them in my collection for now. But again, something I'm going to kind of keep my eye on and see if I actually am wearing them. This next pair is very similar. They have like that bedazzled element all over them. Like my first black pair I showed you, they have the bows. Again, I feel like this was something I was kind of talked into by my mom. This definitely seems more like her style than mine. Again, I just want to, like, even though they are quite similar to the other pair I have, they are a little bit less structured. They have like this elasticized like backing, so they have a bit of a different feel and a different structure to them. The other ones, because they don't have the bow, they're not so cutesy. I could see me potentially wearing to a more conservative type setting, like potentially wearing them to a work function if I just wanted to stand out a little bit. These I definitely don't feel would be appropriate for that. These seem more like party to me, or like fun, cute little outfit, like for the weekend. I don't really see me wearing these in a work setting, so I kind of see the different purposes for them, even though they are quite similar. Again, it's something I just want to kind of hold on to for now. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't even know. These are going to go in the maybe pile for now. This next burgundy pair I really liked when I first got them. Again, these are a number of years old, and they really stretched out. Before they used to fit my foot, and now when I walk they completely fall off my foot. There is wear here, wear on the sides, and worst of all, right here. You can see that it is it is basically scruffing against the ground when you walk. And despite all that, I actually wear these shoes so much. Like, I wore these shoes yesterday, so they definitely are still in pretty high rotation because they're just so easy to slip on. But even despite of that, like, they have definitely seen better days. I want to move them out of my collection. I wear them because they have that ease, that convenience, they're right there. But I have all these other shoes that don't even get touched, and I continue to wear shoes that are like completely worn to bits, as you can see from like other shoes I've shown you. So I think it's time to like appreciate them, kind of thank them for being there, but time to move them out and utilize the other stuff that I do have in my collection that isn't seeing enough love. So I will be getting rid of these as well. Here we have another purple pair, but again, not a purple that I love. And I used to be so into flats. Like, I can't even tell you how many pairs of flats I had over the years. I had corals, browns, blacks, like every single color. I used to just love flats, and I would change it up with every single outfit. That was something that I really went through. But I haven't worn flats like this in years. Like, even my black flats, I used to say those used to be my everyday shoes. That hasn't been the case for years. I recently switched to like the white canvas sneaker thing, which I have been loving, and then for work I tend to gravitate more towards boots or, oh, another pair I totally forgot to show you. Good thing that just reminded me. But this type of style just isn't really me anymore. And on top of that, I never truly loved these shoes. I don't know, the ruching of it, like, it just went too far back. It just wasn't completely ever my thing. It dips very low on the side, and you can kind of see it's been worn there. And again, there's wear on the backing. So again, I think these are just a pair of shoes that I'm going to get rid of. They do have insoles in them, so I will be taking those out and keeping them. But this shoe, it is time to say goodbye. I loved these shoes, and I think you can tell because they look disgusting. They are just completely worn through, completely have lost their shape. The color isn't even the same. Like, there's so much wear on the sides. I love these shoes. These are from H&M, and if I could right now, I would buy another pair. I wore these so much, and even though I said flats weren't so my thing anymore, I love these shoes. I wore them so much. I still think they're so cute and amazing for summer. I would love to have another pair like this, but these are like disgusting and they have to go, unfortunately, and it makes me so sad because I really truly love them, but they just gotta go. But they were amazing. Before I forget again, these are the shoes that I mainly wear for work now. I really love them. They're more of a loafer type. They have the pointed heel. They still have the bow. I told you I love bows, but these just seem more work appropriate, a little bit more classic, a little bit more grown up. So instead of flats, I kind of have transitioned to these types of shoes. These are my only loafer type shoes, but I really like the style and the silhouette, and I would consider getting more in the future, maybe in some different colors. So this has kind of transitioned to my everyday work shoe when I'm not wearing boots. These shoes are both a hit and a miss for me. I think these are like the perfect type of nude shoe. I showed you my nude pumps earlier, and those were just not the right nude. These, I think, are a great color. Again, that bow detailing. What's really unfortunate with this is when you walk, this part slides back and forth. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's all this marking across the shoe. So I try to wipe it down every time I use them. I guess I didn't this last time. So that is one unfortunate thing about those shoes. They look pretty dirty pretty fast every time you wear them because of that. So I think that was a bit of a design flaw. If these were a darker color, like, you wouldn't have that issue. But I still get some use out of them, and I really like them, so I will be keeping them in my collection for now. This next pair is also a hand-me-down from my mom. I'm not sure where these ones were originally from. They're flat, basically. They have the tiniest of heels, or this green leather. I really like the cutout style of them around this. It's not enough to show your foot or anything, but just that weave style I think is really beautiful. They make so much noise when you walk, though. Like, they are loud shoes. But I really like them. Josh hates them. This is probably one of his least favorite pairs of shoes, but I really like them. And since I'm getting rid of the other shoes that my mom gave me, I kind of want to still hold on to one pair, and these were my favorite. They still fit. I probably get the most use out of them, so it made sense for me to keep this pair. Before we head back to the maybes, this is the last pair of shoes. Again, from high school. I love these. Do you see all of this fun color? Like, I was the queen of color in high school. Like, my friends used to count how many different colors I was wearing in my outfits. I just love colors so much. But unfortunately, these were a 35. I think my foot grew a tiny little bit because they just feel like they're squeezing in a little bit now. And the sole was always like very thin, and it felt like you were just basically walking on the ground. It wasn't the most comfortable shoe, but it was oh so cute. But I haven't worn these in years, and I think it's time to say goodbye. But like, I really, truly loved them. I went back through all my maybes, and I have decided to keep these 4 pairs. I tried them all on, showed them to Josh, got his opinion, decided these were the ones that were worth keeping for the meantime. I think they're all going to be kind of on probation. We'll see if I use them, but they are going to be staying in the collection for now. But I will be getting rid of this pair. They have just seen better days. They have the salt stains, the soles have to be redone. It's just a lot of work, and I don't really think suede is the best material to wear in the winter in Canada, so I think I'm going to get an ankle boot. I'm going to try to get a leather one. so it has a bit more wearability, durability in this type of weather. I mean, I guess if you get sprayed, you can spray them. I don't think I sprayed these ones. Anyways, I'm a little sad because I did buy these when I lived in London right when I first moved there, but it is time to let go, and I have the memories, and that's what really matters. So now I'm going to count up the shoes I'm decluttering, show you those, and let you see the ones that I'm also keeping. Here are the shoes I am decluttering. So that is 20 pairs, which is just over 30% of my collection. I am pretty happy about that. A lot of these, unfortunately, are just in really rough shape. So some are going to have to be just thrown out. Others I am going to try to donate. And a few of them that I think are in pretty decent condition, I'm going to attempt to sell on Poshmark. I've never sold anything on Poshmark before, so hopefully it turns out well. I will try to link that down below in case you're interested in any of the shoes that are in good enough condition to sell. Here is the post-declutter shoe collection. I'm going to post a photo where you can see all of them at once, but just panning down, this is everything that I am keeping. There's the picture of them all at once. And after all of that, I am keeping 44 pairs, which I was hoping I could get below 50. I started off with 64, so I'm really, really happy that I was able to get it down to that number. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, then please make sure to give me a like, and I would love to know what your favorite pair of shoes that I have was. Please comment down below. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are. Bye!